Soon, 15 people will be selected to serve on a commission to drop a charter that could lead to major changes for DISD if approved by voters. One group, headed up by Dallas attorney Mark Melton, has come up with some ideas on what that charter should look like. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. When we talked at the beginning of this whole home rule idea, you came on, you said, oh, this could be a huge mess. It could basically lead to blows by the two sides, those in favor of home rule and those opposed to it. And you kind of came in as almost like a mentor. Like, I'm going to come in here, or mediator. I'm going to come in here and try to get you guys to find a middle ground. Do you think that's still possible?
You know, I think to some degree, part of our democratic process is to debate and discuss different issues. I think part of the problem, though, sometimes we get into these divisive fights over issues that aren't really on the table. And so if we can limit our debate to things that are actually up for grabs, then we'll probably have a more productive conversation.
Do you think this is still going to be a big mess?
It could really go either way.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of feelings on both sides that are fairly strong.
Yeah, we want to make it clear that you are not part of the group Support Our Public Schools. That's basically the group that led to this whole thing. Instead, you've teamed up with some other DISD parents, and you've kind of written up what you think the charter should look like. And you really want things pretty much left as is. There are three key things, though, that you guys have come up with.
That's right. And so the three things that we've proposed are recall elections for trustees if 15% of the folks in their single-member districts sign a petition to do so.
Okay.
We've also put term limits into the charter. And then we've also...
Term limits for the board members. And you still want to see the board members elected instead of appointed. I think there's been a lot of debate about that, saying that that with this home rule, they could be appointed instead of elected.
And that's one of the dangers of this debate is home rule is something of a box. You could do a lot of things with it.
Right.
And I think it's those issues on the edges that concern people.
Yeah, oh yeah, a lot of concerns. Also, you mentioned allowing the district to name an earlier start date for the school year. Why do we need that?
Well, part of the issue is we have state-mandated testing that just happened a week or two ago in Dallas, but yet the school year doesn't end for another 2 or 3 weeks. And so a lot of people would argue that if you have the exam and then you're continuing to class, maybe you don't have the same motivation. So if we took those 2 or 3 weeks and moved them to the beginning of the year, you could add another 15 to 20 days of instruction for students.
Right. Again, these are just your ideas with this group of DISD parents. It's ultimately going to be the school board who's going to elect these 15 people to sit on this commission, who will then write up the charter that will then be voted on by voters. Are you hoping to be on this commission? I mean, is this your way, kind of coming on here and campaigning to be part of the commission?
It's not my intention to do that. Really, my intention was more to direct the debate down the middle, to get people talking about real issues, and to actually go through an exercise in real transparency and collaboration. So what we actually did to get this group of parents and community members together was I went to some of the leadership in the African American and Hispanic communities and asked them to send delegates. So these were not hand-picked people on this committee. This is really a true representation of the community. In fact, I didn't know a single one of them before last week when they showed up for the first meeting.
Well, how'd that meeting go then?
You know, interestingly, it went very well. I think.
Do you think some of these people will likely be on this commission then?
It's possible. It's up to them individually if they want to do that. I think the interest in the group really was to see, can we as a community really come together and have a collaborative conversation that's transparent and trying to achieve something for all of our children.
Are you surprised that 48,000 people signed that petition? And the other question is, out of the 48,000 people that signed the petition, do you think the majority of them signed it saying, yeah, there need to be changes made to DISD, or did they really sign it in favor of this home rule movement?
Well, I think that a lot of people in the community look at Dallas ISD with some level of frustration. And as I said last time, it's a tale of two districts where we have some really good things that we should be celebrating, but there are some significant work to do in Dallas ISD. So it doesn't surprise me at all that the citizens of the city would look at something and say, well, whatever we're doing hasn't necessarily been working like we'd like it to, so maybe we're willing to try something else.
Changes need to be made. All right, school board's going to be holding a special meeting tonight to take a look at this issue a little closer. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.